Okay, okay. Never mind. Hi guys. Um,
Hi.
anyone want to share anything fun? This is the second to last class, by the way. Next class is the last one.
Yes.
Anything fun happened to anyone?
I got donuts.
Oh, nice. What type of donuts?
So I got maple syrup and bacon donuts, and then some green tea donuts.
Ah, that sounds really delicious.
I know that sounds. Okay, let me see.
I painted my room.
Oh, really? What color?
Just another shade, not another shade of yellow, but like I did the other side of my room, a
Oh,
darker
nice.
shade of yellow.
Nice, nice.
Okay. Okay, today will be. Oh wait, first we have to talk about last week's. Did anyone not record like the final link of their thing of the gummy bears? Okay. Hold on, let me share my.
Down. Okay, I have one problem. My things weren't very accurate because my you see my gummy bears, they broke in half.
Three of my gummy bears too. I mean two.
Okay. Okay, that's unfortunate. That's fine.
We were still able to record to measure them though.
I don't think that's like not normal for them to not break. It's like because they're like expanding a lot, and when something expands too much, what happens to them? They break. So, yeah, that's something you can keep in mind.
Yeah. Okay. Well, before we learn about the brain, we are going to talk about the results. So, if you take out your sheet, anyone want to share anything they found interesting?
I found it interesting that the gummy bear that was in the Coke cup grew a lot because I thought that it was going to shrink because of the carbonation.
Yeah, we'll talk about why.
Yeah.
Anyone else? Okay. Well, Jess, you want to explain why?
Okay,
The
so
why?
yeah. The control, if you don't put it in like any liquid, obviously it's not going to grow or shrink because well, it might shrink a little bit, I'm guessing, but other than that, it's not going to grow because no like liquid is going into the gummy bear, so obviously it's going to stay the same size. So when you look at the one where you put the gummy bear into the water obviously moves through the gummy bear through osmosis. We went through this last week, so that's why it can allow the water to go inside of the gummy bear, and when it goes inside, obviously it will expand. The salt water, usually salt water, it makes things like shrink a little bit, but um, the salt pulls the water content out of the gummy bears, so it will like grow it because the water does end up going into the gummy bear the salt is not like, it's gonna make it shrink a little bit, but in the end it's gonna like grow more because water is going inside of the gummy bear. So it's gonna be not as big as the one you put in water. So the Coke is sort of similar to the water one because they're basically the same thing. Coke doesn't have any like salt or anything inside. So the only difference is it's gonna color change because Coke has like this brownish color, so it's obviously gonna dye the gummy bear into a different shade. So yeah, all of them you should have shown some growth in the gummy bear. Is there anything you want to add, Charlotte?
None of them shrank at all.
Which one?
The one in salt?
I think it really
Or-
depends like how much salt you put into the water to see like whether it's gonna like grow or shrink. Because if you only put like a little bit of salt, it's not gonna shrink at all. But if it's like a lot of salt, it's gonna have different results.
Yeah, it all depends on the movement of the water. Like which way does water move, in or out? Like the salt and the sugar doesn't move. It's only the water that moves that causes the size changes.
Mhm.
Okay. So, okay, I have Jess.
Okay, so this week we're going to be looking at the brain. We're going to go through this pretty fast so we can get to the activities. So basically, when you think of our brain, there's this, obviously, if you feel your head, there's this hard thing that is on your head, that is your skull. It protects your brain that's inside of your skull. It is made out of bones. So yeah, basically, you can see this picture onto the right, the different layers of like a side cut view of your head. So obviously the skull is going to be outside, and then there's a bunch of different layers that protects the brain. So brain injuries, obviously these are not too good. So yes, you can hurt your brain in some different ways. So the first one is, you think of a concussion, something hits your brain. If you're falling or you get into a car crash, it's gonna obviously your brain is gonna shake and it's gonna damage it. The other way you can hurt your brain is like when nothing hits it, but you get like a stroke. So obviously the blood flows out through your body, but when blood, like a stroke, the blood doesn't get to your brain. Obviously your brain is like the center of your body, not the center, but like the central hub. So it can't process information, so suddenly you just get a stroke. And also another way you can get brain damage is infection.
Has anyone ever gotten a concussion before, or known someone who's gotten a concussion or a stroke?
I've had 7 concussions in my entire life.
Oh wow.
Oh my! Wow. Are you?
I
do you
hit my head
sport?
on a lot of monkey bars.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, actually.
Oh,
So
wow.
I do ballet. One of the first ones was in ballet. We you have to carry the bars across the studio, and they're pretty heavy. And it was older kids or with younger kids for this one specific class to show them how they were doing. And the younger kid I was with couldn't really hold the bar, so it was kind of like falling on her side. But when we were pushing it against the wall, I'd gone to the other side to pull it, and then she had gone too fast and it hit me in the head, and I was out for a few weeks. And then I got hit with a baseball. I fell off of monkey bars. And then I think the most recent one, I got hit in the head with a guitar amp. So.
That is very unfortunate. I am so sorry to hear that. Well, at least you're okay now. Yeah, basically,
I
your
fell out of
brain.
a panic once.
Yeah, so what
You go.
happens during like a concussion, obviously when you bang something really hard, your skull is going to be like, it's going to like hit it, and but inside there's obviously going to be fluids protecting your brain, but when you hit it really hard, your brain's going to basically shake, and yeah, basically that's what happens. It moves. Okay, so there are obviously different ways you want to protect your brain, and these are very important if you don't want to get like brain damage. You can wear a helmet when you're biking. We want to drive safely and protect your head and face. Like when during the if you've been on an airplane, they teach you how to like brace yourself. You like cover your head, yes, because you want to protect your head. And obviously, most importantly, just be careful.
We have to do that in every single earthquake drill.
Yes, because you want to protect your head. Because you think about it, if something hits your head,
That was
you fall
annoying.
if something hits your head, you fall unconscious, then you're like very vulnerable to like everything else. So,
That's probably the
yes.
most ironic thing ever is that I had a concussion during an earthquake drill because some kid pushed me against the desk and then hit my head on it.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so I ended up getting a concussion while we were learning how to be safe.
That is very unfortunate.
Yeah.
Wait, did the kid do it on purpose? I hope
No,
not.
so here's what happened. We had a substitute during the Great Shakeout, and she like didn't know, she never had subbed on a Great Shakeout day, so she didn't exactly know what to do. So she just said run. So of course there were a bunch of kids running towards the door, and then I kind of got stuck behind. Some kid pushed me into the desk, and I had hit my head and then fallen. So
Yeah. Okay. So
In an earthquake, you wouldn't actually be able to run because the ground would be moving underneath your feet.
exactly why you should never run during an earthquake drill or fire drill for that matter. Just stay calm.
yes. Okay. So next we're going to look at some brain hemispheres and lobes. If you think about it, brain hemispheres, you look at obviously you think of a globe. There are different hemispheres, the southern hemisphere, northern hemisphere. Just think of your brain the same way. If you split it in half, there's going to be 2 hemispheres. Yeah. So the right hemisphere, you might think like the right side is creative side, the left side is the analytical side. So yes, the right side of your brain controls the left side of your body. It's kind of counterintuitive. So right controls left and left controls right. So the right side, basically that's your like artsy side, and then you look at your left side, that controls the right side of your body, and this is used for logical, math, science, methodical, and rational thinking. So other than hemispheres, there are different lobes of the brain as well. There are like, yes, you look at all these lobes, and then we'll like go more into detail about this later, and you'll get more familiar with this because we have an activity on it. So the frontal lobe, this is for like planning and complex thinking. The occipital lobe is for seeing. The parietal lobe for knowing where your body is in space. The temporal lobe is for hearing and understanding face and speech. The cerebrum is the bigger part of the brain. The cerebellum is a smaller part of the brain behind the cerebrum for movement. The brainstem, that's spelled wrong. The brainstem is for connecting the nerves in the body to the brain. Wait, can we go forward one slide? Back. Yeah. So if you look at this is like you can get an idea of the different parts of the lobes. Obviously, there are more than this, but this is the
Like if you
general
see the
idea.
frontal lobe, this is like where your forehead is. That's where all your higher order thinking goes, like making complex decisions. And this little brain is called the cerebellum. It's for balance. And then this thing that connects the brain to like your spine and stuff, that's called the brainstem. Our frontal lobe is what makes us different from like apes and like chimpanzees and stuff like that. Even though their brains are pretty similar to ours, our frontal lobe is like more complex. That's why. The rest of it is like pretty similar.
Okay. So this is another image of what we just talked about. You can see these different colors, the different parts of the brain shaded in different colors. and it's labeled for what it's used for. So we have like the cerebrum, and like the vision, reading, language. Just you can see it for yourself. Brain functionality. We've looked at this. We're going to obviously go into more detail when you're going to do like some hands-on activity exploring this. So we can just skip past this. Video time. Where's the video?
Wait, I have a question.
Yes.
On the sheet that we have that shows a picture of the brain,
Mhm.
why does it say that that's a hat?
Well, we're going to look at that.
We're
in
gonna
a bit.
make a hat later.
Yes.
It's pretty cool because it matches with it matches the parts of your brain that are like actually parts on the paper.
Yes. It's going to be very cool. So that's why we're going fast so we can get to the activity. So just bear with us.
Welcome to Moo Moo Math and the parts of the brain. The brain has two main hemispheres, the left hemisphere and the right hemisphere. The left side of your brain controls movements on the right side of your body, and the right side controls movements on the left side of your body. The left hemisphere is more logical and organized, and the right side is more creative and emotional. Let's look at more details of the left hemisphere of your brain. It is more logical, and it performs the exact math and science computation problems. In addition, the left side of your brain handles many of the duties of speaking and pulls facts from your memory. The right hemisphere of the brain is creative and emotional. It helps with art and music and helps with spatial awareness. The right top of the brain is called the cerebrum. It is separated into 4 lobes: the temporal, the parental, occipital, and the frontal. The cerebellum, also called the little brain, controls coordination, balance, and helps us talk and walk. The temporal lobe helps us process sounds. In other words, it helps us hear. It also helps with some balance. The parental lobe is also called the association lobe because it communicates with the other lobes. The parental lobe is where information such as taste, temperature, and touch are integrated or processed. The occipital lobe is responsible for your vision. The frontal lobe is responsible for your executive function. This includes your memory, impulse, control, your emotions, planning, and organization. The brain is connected to the spinal cord at the brain stem. The brain stem controls the flow of messages between the brain and the rest of the body. It also controls very basic functions such as your breathing, heart rate, and your blood pressure. Thanks for watching Moo Moo Math and Science. Uploads of math, science, motivation.
Okay. So hopefully that video made sense. Okay, so now what we've all been waiting for, the brain hemisphere hat. Do you want to go through this? Wait, are you into
Okay.
it?
So basically, can everyone find the pages? I think Jess should have given you brain pages. It's just
Yeah.
basically
All the pages should be in a plastic pocket. You just have to go through them, and there should be.
I didn't realize what my scientific method thing that we were supposed to use for the gummy bears was in there.
Yeah,
it's fine.
When I did not see it.
that's okay.
It's totally fine. Can everyone take out the pages of the brain? There's 2 left. There's 2 pages, one for the left and one for the right hemisphere. And you also need scissors and some tape. If you don't have tape, You can also use white glue or glue stick, but we recommend tape because tape like
I
makes
come from the
habit.
land of the brainless. My brain malfunctions, and I think with my heart.
Very nice. But today, does anyone find the brain super cool? I find it super cool because it's like this mass. It's like a 3-pound mass of Jello, pink Jello in your head, but it does everything for your body.
Not gonna lie, the brain low-key kind of scares me. Like the fact it's 3 pounds of Jello, and literally, if that malfunctions, you're dead.
I
Pretty
know.
much.
That's the
It's a little scary, not gonna lie.
Yeah.
If one part stops working, you're either gonna A, die, or B, be without like an important function.
Yeah, or you can be paralyzed or something like that. I don't know. Okay.
Yeah, I have a friend who like can't smell or taste anything, so that's an interesting thing. She was born like that, but
So we just cut out the brain thingy and
Don't cut anything out yet. There's a specific way to cut this out. Hold on. Only cut the solid lines. Okay. So let's just like watch this video. Don't do anything yet because there's specific instructions. There's like pretty specific instructions for this. We're taping these together. This person used glue, but I think tape works better. Okay, that music was a little annoying, but fine.
My mom doesn't
Um,
believe me that it's annoying.
Was it really
Also,
loud? It was really loud.
that hat is falling apart.
Yeah, that's
because
their hat.
it's just falling apart.
You mean the one in the video?
maybe you can make your hat to not fall apart.
Yeah. Theirs was like, because white glue, if you use a glue stick, it takes longer to like stick together. That's why we said we recommend using tape, but it's really up to you. You can use glue, you just have to probably like wait for it to like seal together. You probably have to hold it together. But first, wait, did you put
My
out
mom
color?
says that we can also just put glue on our heads.
Jess, did you get the
able
color
to
copy?
take it off?
Yeah, I'm pretty
Also, it
sure.
would
Yes,
probably
they
still
have
fall
colors.
off.
The sheet has colors.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if you want to put, I mean, you can put glue or tape. It's up to you, whichever one you want. But first, you're going to cut the solid lines. Don't cut the dotted lines.
Just the solid lines.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
also, do not cut every single piece apart.
Yeah. Yeah. Keep, yeah.
Do we first cut the whole thing out or just leave it in there and cut the lines?
No, cut the whole thing out. Yeah, cut around the outside edge. There's instructions, I think. Cut around the outside edge. And then cut on the solid lines, the line that the arrows are pointing to. Yeah, I think there's instructions on each of your sheets, if I'm not wrong. Like here. Cut around the outside edge first.
I got the instructions.
And if you want, you can just look at it. It's pretty cool. These are the parts of your brain that does everything. Who would have thought that this mound of Jello can do all this?
Yes.
Okay, how long should...
Wait, who said that people's brains were just mounds of jello?
No, if you take it out and you look at it, it just looks like one. Like if you had no idea what it was.
Yeah,
I
it
heard
does
that
look
brain
like mounds of
smells good.
jello, probably.
I heard that brain smelled good or something like that, or it was like they taste sweet or something like that.
Oh my gosh, zombies. Do you hear that from zombies or something? I don't know. I mean, if you go to, I think, go
Like
to
my
like a
second grade teacher was like, "Oh yeah, brains taste good or like they smell good or something like that," and like the whole class was like, "How do you know that?"
Yeah,
I know,
no,
that's
we were
a little-
convinced that my second grade teacher. So we took a field trip to Universal while they were doing the Walking Dead thing. We were in second grade, and she was talking about how the brain is one of the most delicious human body parts. And we all started freaking out, like, this woman is from The Walking Dead. She's a zombie. I quit. I'm done.
I know, and now I'm wondering like, how good does it taste? Like, I know that I shouldn't, but like,
It looks edible. Like, I want to take a bite of it, but I don't think that's good.
We'll give you guys a couple minutes to cut it out.
and then me and Brianna are just over here talking about how brains are probably delicious.
Well, I mean,
Airheads. So, they don't look like they taste horrible.
I know, like, okay.
You know, it feels like it shouldn't be edible, but it's so good if you actually eat it. Lamb chops.
I've never heard of that. Well, I've heard of it. I've just never had them. I'm probably missing out on some good food, huh?
I'm done cutting the solid
It kind of
line.
just tastes like steak.
wait, you finished cutting both pages? Cut the right side and the left side, like the solid lines where the arrows are pointing.
Yeah.
And then, yeah. Okay, we'll give you guys a couple more minutes.
Do you ever just play a song on loop and then you get it stuck in your brain and then it keeps on playing in loop in your brain and then you're just like, oh dang, what did I do to myself? Oh, Brianna, you want to continue our conversation about sauce?
I'm probably not actually going to wear this hat.
So our sauce conversation from last week.
Yeah.
So honey mustard. I tried it for the first time. Pretty good.
Ooh, I've never had honey mustard.
They gave it to me at Chick-fil-A instead of Chick-fil-A sauce, but like, low-key, honey mustard slaps. It's not that bad. I thought I would hate it.
Oh my gosh. You know what? That moment when your cousin just mixes every single sauce together from McDonald's?
Yes.
You're just like, what?
It's not good. I tried it. It's really not.
My cousin was just like, oh yeah, it tastes amazing. And I was like, yeah, sure about that?
It's not. Because think about it. You're mixing ranch and ketchup in the same thing. Sound good. You know it's a really bad sauce, but for some reason
I
a lot
don't
of
like
people
ranch, but I like ketchup with French fries.
I don't like ketchup. I love ranch. I don't like mayonnaise. I don't like mustard.
Wait,
You don't like mayonnaise?
You like mayonnaise?
Have fun.
Yeah.
I like
I've
mayonnaise.
never met anyone in my entire 12 years of living who enjoys mayonnaise.
Dude, I enjoy mayonnaise.
Well, here's my thing with mayonnaise. It doesn't taste like anything.
I eat them with sandwiches and stuff.
Yeah, it's fine on like I
I
guess a
just mayonnaise on normal sandwiches and on avocado sandwiches.
Dude,
mayonnaise and
only on
avocado.
breakfast sandwiches though.
That's weird.
What?
I
Mayonnaise
just
and
like mayonnaise with artichokes the most.
I don't like artichokes with mayonnaise.
You
Pineapple
don't like
pizza.
artichoke with mayonnaise? But it's the
I don't
best
like
combo ever.
I don't like either of those things by themselves. But I definitely wouldn't like it.
Well, at least you have not objected at all to artichoke dip.
I actually like artichoke too. Spinach
Yeah.
artichoke.
I like it the way my dad makes it because instead of using breadcrumbs, he uses smashed goldfish.
That's what my mom does.
Okay, make sure everyone's
Wow.
focusing on making the brain hat, please.
That's just a coincidence, I think.
Wait, I've never had it, and now I feel like I'm missing out on some good food.
Artichoke is really good. But like tortilla chips that are
Is anyone still cutting?
It's really good with like tortilla chips. You know how like before tortilla chips go bad, they get stale?
Okay, everyone's done.
Yeah.
It's really good with stale tortilla chips.
Okay.
Okay, I assume everyone's finished cutting, so correct me if I'm wrong. But if you look, you can see that it says step 3, tuck the flaps under until the dashed
We're
line
nowhere
meets.
near done cutting.
What?
I'm nowhere near done cutting. I still have to finish.
Oh, okay, sorry,
my
yeah.
fillet side.
Continue cutting. And you can talk about like, I don't know, what you guys talking about, mustard or mayonnaise, something like that.
We were talking about mayonnaise.
Mayonnaise, it tastes good when there's not that much of it. That's all I'm gonna say.
Oh, okay, I cut out the thing on the outside, but I haven't cut all of the flaps yet. Flaps.
I'm just drawing one of the most interesting conclusions I could ever possibly draw. Why does Yoda look like he would taste like blue raspberry?
What?
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 Yoda just looks blue raspberry flavored. Like something about that man. He looks like he tastes like blue raspberry.
If you,
Like if you licked Yoda's head, he would taste like blue raspberry. Changed my mind. Either blue raspberry or green apple. He's one of those two.
I don't think I would want to eat Yoda.
I think he would be great.
And then Chewbacca tastes like caramel.
What?
Leia is probably vanilla because she's low-key kind of basic. Not Leia. Rey.
What?
Rey is vanilla. I did not like Rey because she thought she could be Leia. She was not Leia. I don't like that.
you're gonna hate
Rey
me for
is
this, but I've never
vanilla.
watched Star Wars.
You've never seen Star Wars. Is that what I just heard?
No, never seen even like a minute of it.
Okay, it's whatever, I guess.
What does that actually have to do with anything whatsoever?
Absolutely nothing. Also, every single Disney princess has a flavor. Tiana, she definitely tastes like key lime pie. And then,
Oh my gosh.
like, Aurora tastes like strawberries. Snow White, probably apples, even though apples killed her. It's whatever. Cinderella tastes like blueberries, but like moldy blueberries. I don't like Cinderella.
What?
Mulan
Moldy
is
blueberries?
I don't like Cinderella. So Mulan is definitely like strawberries because I really like strawberry. No, cherry. I really like cherry and I really like Mulan. And then we're gonna go ahead and say that Elsa is definitely like that weird frosty flavored mint where it like freezes your entire mouth because it's like spicy mint. What are those called? Altoids. Elsa tastes like Altoids. Anna probably tastes like moldy green apples. I don't like Anna.
Oh really?
Conversation is absolutely ridiculous.
And then, who did I miss? I know I've missed some people.
Ariel.
Ariel. She tastes like celery.
Oh my gosh.
No, Rapunzel tastes like celery. Ariel tastes like kelp.
What does kelp taste like?
How do you
It's
guys
like the
get to
slightly saltier
mayonnaise?
seaweed.
How do you guys go to mayonnaise to Disney princesses as flavors?
I don't know. It's just the way my brain works.
It's like when like you think of
Actually, now that you said it,
color maybe. I don't know.
Elsa tastes like mayonnaise. Something about Elsa screams
This
mayonnaise.
is like in 5th grade, our English teacher, we'd be talking about grammar and we end up talking about how we evolved from monkeys and chimpanzees.
Oh no.
It's how it works.
Very random.
Okay.
This class just full of random people.
Okay, when you think of
You know what? Forget Disney princesses. I'm just gonna start talking about Disney characters. I'm running out of princesses. Simba from The Lion King, he tastes like lemons. While Mufasa tastes like sour lemons because he's always mad about them. Scar probably tastes like blueberries. Something about that man screams blueberries. Sophia the First tastes like grapes. Because nobody likes grape flavored stuff and nobody likes Sophia the First. Her voice is so pitched and annoying for one reason.
Yeah, definitely.
And then
You're gonna kill me.
Sebastian from Little Mermaid. While he was working for Triton, he probably tasted like water. But after he started following Ariel trying to save her, he probably tasted like
Crap.
warm water.
What?
Like saline water. Like, have you ever accidentally just drinking contact lens solution? Because like one time it ricocheted and hit my tongue. He probably tastes like contact lens solution. And then Pascal from like not Brave. What's that movie? Tangled. He probably tastes like a flat iron. And then
Rapunzel?
Rapunzel. She also tastes like green apples.
What has this conversation turned into?
My brain. Bambi. Bambi definitely tastes like caramel.
Okay, yeah, fair.
Bambi's
What
caramel.
mood is going on?
Okay. Okay, I saw.
You know who's a pumpkin though? Anna is
Okay,
pumpkin
hold on.
spice.
There you go.
This goes like crazy. This goes like a little crazy. Okay. Anyway, is everyone done cutting? I think everyone should be done cutting. Now, if you look at the step 3, you're gonna tuck the flaps under until the dashed line meets the solid line.
Wait, I'm not done
Um,
cutting yet.
Okay, just kidding. If you're just waiting around, you can go into step 3, and if you're still cutting, just continue cutting. You're gonna tuck the flap under until it meets the solid line, and then you're gonna tape it. So you're gonna tape it to make it stick. I can show you the video part if you are confused on what that means.
Do we tape on the top or on the bottom?
That is up to you. You can tape on both ends if you want, or you can tape on one end. Depends on how much you want to tape. Let me see if I can find it in the video. Okay.
The reason I'm not
First
done
off,
cutting
also
it is
tastes
because
like-
everyone else keeps on distracting me.
Kristoff tastes like water,
Okay, when you
but
say
like
number 3,
water
what
that sits
color
out
do
in
you
the
think?
sun all day and gets sour.
Okay, when you think of the number 3, what color do you think? I think green.
3.
Yellow.
See, yeah, yellow makes so much sense for 3.
What? For me, it's green for some reason.
Okay, I need to settle this debate for once and all. Okay, what color is math?
Blue. Dark blue.
Blue.
Red.
Yellow.
Red.
Red. That one's good.
Dark blue.
I think math is like either red, yellow, or orange. What color is science? I think science is green.
Green.
Science
Yeah,
is
green.
yellow.
Green.
Science is
Okay,
green.
everyone
Green.
watch.
What color is blue?
Okay.
English
I'm
is
just gonna show
blue.
the people who are confused on how to like do this part. So you see, they stuck it under right there. Like you just stick it under. and
That
then-
song is so annoying.
Yeah, it's a little bit. I should probably just mute it, right? Let's see.
Please.
I will mute it. Okay. Let's watch that part again. Okay, that's a lot better. Okay. So he just stuck it right under like that. And then you can just tape it right there. You can use glue if you want. So then once you do all of that, it's going to start to turn into a curved shape. Once you stick all the flaps underneath, then your hemispheres will start going into a curve. Is anyone confused?
I finally finished cutting.
Okay, great. Do you want me to explain to you how to like meet the dashed line to the solid line? Step 3 on your paper. Oh wait, why did I do
Your topic, but if you were to be somebody for Halloween, just this, like, right this second, who would you want to be?
Axel Rose.
I would want to be, whatchamacallit, Hanako-kun.
Well, settle the debate, right?
Like,
English is
one
blue.
from anime.
I don't wanna be Nezuko.
No, math is orange. Science is green. English is blue. History is yellow. Science is purple.
What? I thought
Math is-
history was
I think-
red.
History would be like a
Red.
red-orange color.
Yeah.
That would be orange.
No, yellow. Missy. What color is PE? PE is red.
PE is yellow.
I think it's like
Oh,
green or
Red.
pink or something.
No, green is science, I think. Because like earth science.
There we go. But I think PE.
Anyway,
Is,
you know who definitely tastes like blue raspberry? Crush from Finding Nemo. That turtle tastes like blue raspberry.
oh my god.
It is a blue raspberry turtle.
Want to know what tastes like blue raspberry? Nothing, because
What?
blue raspberry isn't actually a
A fruit, yeah.
fruit. It's not an actual fruit.
Blue raspberries.
Raspberries aren't.
Yeah,
Raspberries are not blue.
blue raspberries.
They're red.
Blue raspberry. Willa, I'm gonna get there. Blue raspberry is technically the combination of a blueberry and raspberry taste palette. Excuse me, making it come across more blue. Even though technically it should be purple, because like raspberries are red, blueberries are blue. Those come together and make purple.
Why was I thinking that it was like raspberry, except you just colored it blue, but for some reason in your
I
mind
thought that
it
for
makes
the
it.
longest time until I asked my mom, and then she said that it's blueberry and raspberry mixed together.
Oh my
Well, now it
gosh.
makes so much
Okay, have you
sense.
ever just searched up how pink lemonade, what's the difference between pink lemonade and normal lemonade? And you're like, what?
Strawberry and normal lemonade have a difference.
What is your
But pink
progress
lemonade,
on
obviously
folding the
pink.
triangles under?
I'm folding it under.
I don't have a brain hat.
You don't have a brain hat?
Nope.
Wait, who said that?
Brianna.
Me.
Wait,
Yep.
why didn't you tell us? Okay. How come you don't have one? Are you sure?
I don't know. Yes, I checked my folder.
Just
Got
what
my
is the
stuff
brain
has been
hat?
in it.
The brain hat is with all of the other sheets of paper. So if you look at the
Yeah, it's not with paper, so it's fine. I'll probably just print out a PDF similar to it and then make one on my own time.
everyone should have one. Like there's a plastic pocket with like lots of different sheets inside. You just have to look through them and you should find like
Okay.
2 sheets. Yeah.
But yeah, look right now because that's very weird.
I finished the
Only
first
have
side.
half of my brain.
It's like a weird,
First,
like,
the color or
I
the
only
It's not
have
in
half of my brain. Just half a brain.
Taylor Swift tastes like red apple cider. That's Taylor Swift.
Wait, guys. What orange came first? The color or the fruit?
The fruit. I mean,
The fruit.
yeah.
The fruit. The fruit.
Okay, what came first, the chicken or the egg?
Chicken. Chicken.
Chegg.
Chicken.
The chegg.
chicken.
The chegg. It's an egg and a chicken. Boo.
But
That was
Brownie,
the
you can't
chicken,
have
and
it.
then
And how does the towel?
no, I can't. It's probably in like a different bag. I probably put it in there by accident. So I'll look for it later.
If you,
Okay, someone did the hat already.
How does the towel
Wait.
get dirty?
Chicken nuggets are way better than eggs, and if you disagree, please tell me why.
I don't like chicken nuggets more than eggs.
Okay, we're gonna give you guys 2 more minutes
I
because
only like
we still have some more to get through. 2 more minutes to do step 3 and tape it.
No time.
Who else just randomly thinks and then they have Pikachu in their brain? Just me. When you're just doing something and then the shocked Pikachu face just pops up in your brain and you're just like, wow. Favorite quarantine snacks?
Snacks?
Mm-hmm. What are your favorite quarantine snacks?
Snacks. I don't know.
Mine would be white cheddar popcorn. Those are delicious.
Ooh.
And what was the question?
What are your guys' favorite quarantine snacks?
Chick-fil-A. With a frosted lemonade. Or like s'mores flavored Pop Tarts.
Ooh. I like the s'mores flavored ones better than the other ones. I'm not sure why, I just do. Who else has a ringtone that scares you?
What?
Does anybody else have a ringtone that just scares you? I know.
Yeah, I'll put like a song I like and I'll put it all the way up so then I like wake up and it like scares the frick out of me. I'm like, what? What?
Oh.
Like it scares the heck out of me when I wake up because it's so loud.
No, and no.
And I was doing something, and my ringtone came on.
Or my dad disagrees with my original point that Yoda would taste like either blue raspberry or green apple. He said that he would taste like a sour grape. Like a green grape. You know what tastes like purple grapes?
I'm done doing both sides.
Thanos tastes like grapes, Gamora tastes like broccoli.
Okay, thanks. Is anyone still working?
I need like 2 more. And then
I have both hats. I have both sides of my hat.
Okay, we'll give you guys 1 more minute because I think someone's still working.
Can I just go on to the next step? I know what it is.
Yes, you can move on. If you're done, the next step, does it say on your thing? Oh no, it doesn't say. But I think it's the step on here. It's the matching the halves together.
Putting the halves together.
Yeah, like on the bottom right of this slide, you can see how you put it together. You can either staple them together, or you can tape it together, or you can glue it together. But I think the easiest part is if you just like staple that, like the bottom. Let me use the pointer.
I just tape the bottom together.
done.
You can take, yeah. So after you guys fold the triangle thingies under, you're gonna put the 2 halves together and attach it together somehow. You should probably also estimate like how big your head is. So like maybe test it a few times to see if it fits. Like if it's too big, you can push the halves together more and to make it smaller so it fits your head better. Probably test it a bit.
I don't really want to keep this hat because I don't want a hat that shows my brain. So, nah.
You can put on a pet or something, or like your sibling or something. I don't know, but it's kind of cool because it
care
shows
about this hat.
I mean, if you want to know where your what parts of your brain do what, you can try
No,
it.
thanks. I'm not interested in brain science.
Okay.
Is that an actual thing?
When I say
Yes,
actually, I think brain science might fall under the category of neuroscience.
it's pretty cool, I think.
Personally, I think the most interesting science is either marine biology or astronomy, but yeah.
When you learn about the pearlfish, everything, you just forget all interest in it. Yeah.
I just found a light for my keyboard. That's dope. Anyways. Frank looks like he tastes like mud.
When you put the halves together, make sure you match up the lines like this slide.
Brianna, will you stop talking about what everything tastes like?
You know, you can't just. Okay, I've been thinking about it, and I'm just thinking. I don't think you can describe something without saying what something else tastes like. Like, oh yeah, the tree tasted like Tic Tacs or something. Like you can't. Like
What
you
tree
not-
tastes like Tic Tacs?
in Wreck-It Ralph.
I thought those tasted like those were candy canes, weren't they?
Oh crap! Huh? Yeah. well, but like.
Okay, we give you guys 1 more minute because we have to move on.
But you can't describe something
chase the
how
cat
something
together.
tastes like without describing something else's taste, kind of ish.
I've been trying to do this to my sister, and she can't do it. Describe salt without saying that it's salty.
What?
Wait a minute.
Describe the taste of salt without saying salty.
It had much of the particles that come from the ocean.
Oh.
Wait.
Describe the
Malia,
taste
you
of
wanna hold your hat up?
without saying it's sweet.
It's if you're asking, is your hat good? Yeah, that
So-
works.
to show-
I would probably puff it out a little bit if you want it to be more round, but you can also like do whatever you want with it, honestly. It just shows you where your brain is, like which part of your brain is where. Okay, it's 2:58. You can continue putting it together as we go through the rest.
I
We're gonna
really
next
just
talk
like
about-
the cat.
We're gonna talk about neurons. Okay, here's a big brain. Oh my gosh, Jeff made these
Pepe
slides.
the Frog.
That green
love
thing
this
is
one.
horrifying.
The what?
The green
Willow,
thing
you've
is
never heard of
horrifying.
Pepe the Frog? It's Pepe the Frog, but it gets smart.
What the fuck?
It's a big
Pepe
brain.
the
I forgot
Frog.
which side is which.
I do not know what you're talking about.
Oh wow.
Everything's name is Pepe the Frog.
Willa, it's fine if you don't know.
I just forgot which side is which.
Anyway, this is a neuron. Anyone know what a neuron is?
Something that has to do with brain.
A neuron is a neuron.
Okay.
A neuron
Yeah,
is something that can be
obviously what
found
it
in your brain.
It's basically brain cells. Okay. So when you say like your brain cells aren't working, you're basically saying your neurons aren't working. Okay. Neurons are brain cells, and they basically use electrical impulses, and they're the building blocks of your brain. So basically, they're connected like these. They're like spider webs, and your brain is made up of like so many of these, and that's what basically is your brain. Like your memories are stored in these. Everything you do. They're super tiny. Anyway, another name, I already told you. It's brain cells. Okay. This is what a
I
neuron
only
looks
have
like.
2 of those.
Oh my gosh.
What?
I only
Okay,
have
but
2
someone said
neurons in
something.
my entire body.
You have like millions, billions of neurons. This is basically what a neuron looks like. The synapse is basically where signals, it connects to another neuron over here, and it basically just sends signals, and it travels down here. And does anyone, actually no, I'll talk about it later. I said it sends electrical signals or impulses to other neurons to pass on information, and they do this using neurotransmitters. Has anyone heard of dopamine, serotonin? Has anyone heard of serotonin before?
Isn't that the thing
Yes,
that's
I can
happy
actually
or
explain
something
this.
like that?
I can explain this because I have a lack of serotonin. So serotonin basically is like, it's a chemical in your brain that makes you kind of like
Neurotransmitter.
happy. Yes,
Yeah.
that. And like kind of makes you low-key kind of like happier. And serotonin helps a lot with your emotions. And then, what was the other one?
Dopamine?
Dopamine is like on roller coasters. That's adrenaline. Well, no, there's also dopamine somewhere in roller coasters. How do I word what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, you're on the right track. How do you know all this?
Yeah, it's Because I go to therapy a lot, and they basically have to say that. Oh, it's kind of like dopamine. Is that the one that sometimes like it's called a chemical messenger, and it plays a
here it
role in how like you can feel excited and. Is that correct?
Yeah, right here. It's a type of neurotransmitter. You're right. It's basically, it goes through your neurons, and it's like these little thingies. Like this giant thing is basically this thing right here. And that's the one, neurotransmitters are released. And like a lot of dopamine, it makes you feel like happier. Too little serotonin makes you sad. And Brianna just told us about that. And there's a lot more. And like there's a lot of diseases associated with stuff like this too. With the brain.
Lack of serotonin. Literally everything that I have.
Okay. I mean, I don't think we need to watch this. It's a little advanced, I think. But you can grow your neurons to become smarter if you eat healthy fruits and vegetables. That is so cliche, but I'm just going to tell you this because I should be telling you good things. Anyway, we're now going to make our own neuron.
I ate bananas yesterday. Does that count?
You heard
That
it
is
here
very good.
first, folks. You heard it here first, folks. If I eat vegetables, my depression will be cured. Veggies.
That is interesting. We're going to make neurons. So everyone get out your pipe cleaners and beads and a ruler and some scissors. Yeah. Jess, did you give everyone 8 pipe cleaners? Did you give them more? Or how many beads and pipe cleaners did you give everyone?
I think everyone got like, I want to say like 5, 6 beads, and pipe cleaners, I think they got
I don't have a ruler.
like, I want to say 6 pipe cleaners.
Wait, but they need 8 and 14.
Wait.
Okay, that's fine. We'll just make shorter neurons. It's fine. It's fine. Just forgot to give you guys stuff, but it's okay.
I have to go.
I got all
Okay.
of the materials that I need because I just went and got my ruler.
Okay, thanks.
am I
If you need to
allowed-
go, you can go because we're going over time. But if you want to stay, we can make some neurons.
I just don't have that much time because the computer that I'm on has 37%.
Sidekick with me, Monkey the cat. So first we're going to use some scissors to cut pieces of pipe cleaner into 6 smaller pieces. It doesn't matter what color of pipe cleaner you use, you can be creative. So 2 large pieces of pipe cleaner are needed as well, and then we're going to gather 14 beads. Again, the colors don't matter, it's totally up to you, so be creative. Next, take the large pipe cleaner and one of the smaller pipe cleaners. Twist the small pipe cleaner around the larger pipe cleaner, roughly an inch from the end. Each piece should be about an inch long. This part of the neuron is called the axon terminal. It's the part of the neuron that sends messages to other neurons. Think of it kind of like a game of telephone. Each axon terminal signaling the next. Now take the large pipe cleaner and begin to thread beads onto it. Did you know the human brain has about 100 billion neurons? And if you lined up all the neurons in your body, they would be 600 miles long. That's like walking from New York City all the way to Columbia, South Carolina. As we talked about earlier, the neurons in our bodies act like telephone lines and carry messages from one part of our body to another. They do this using electricity and chemicals called neurotransmitters. That's right, we have electricity going on inside of us all the time. It's the reason why we can feel a ladybug landing on us or why we feel cold when it's chilly outside. Your brain sends messages to another part of your body, and these electrical signals are sent through neurons. The part of the neuron that we're adding beads to is called the axon, and the beads represent the myelin sheath, which acts as an insulator, helping electrical signals transmit quickly. Now, take the other large piece of pipe cleaner and begin to twist it into a spiral, kind of like a snail shell. This part of the neuron is called the cell body, and it's home to the nucleus of the cell. Think of the nucleus as the control center of the cell, kind of like the brain for the brain cell. Okay, scientists, so this next part might be a little tricky, but I have a feeling you'll catch on pretty quick. We're going to take the cell body that we just created and begin to twist the smaller pipe cleaners onto it, specifically onto the outermost edge of the spiraled pipe cleaner. This part of the neuron is called the dendrite. The dendrite is the part of the neuron that receives messages from other neurons. Can you guys remember the name for the part of the neuron we created earlier that sends messages to other neurons? Think for a second and pause the video if you need to. That's right, it's the axon terminal. The dendrite, as we just said, is the part of the neuron that takes in those messages. Just like if you were playing telephone with your friends and your buddy whispered something into your ear, you'd be the dendrite. It really is incredible how quickly and sufficiently our brains send signals and communicate. It's like we have the world's most powerful computer right inside of our own heads. Guess what, scientists? We're almost done creating our neurons. For the final step, we're going to twist the long pipe cleaner threaded with the beads onto the spiraled pipe cleaner. Take a second and see how many of the neuron parts you can name from memory, and extra brownie points if you can remember what those parts do. If you have extra pipe cleaner sticking out, make sure to cut it off.
Okay. We're just gonna like zoom through this because we kind of need to do this quickly. But the first step is you're just going to like, where is it? Tie it around the bottom.
Again, the colors don't matter. It's one of the smaller pipe cleaners. Twist the small pipe cleaner around the larger pipe cleaner, roughly an inch from the end. Each piece should be about an inch long. This part of the neuron is called the axon terminal. It's the part of the neuron that sends messages to other neurons. Think of it kind of like a game.
Okay, that part. Okay. Next, you're just gonna like thread beads. Just thread the 5 that I think Jeff gave onto the top.
Of telephone. Each axon and begin to thread beads onto it. Did you know the human brain has a...
Okay, and then just thread beads. Okay, next you're going to take another pipe cleaner, another long one, and then make it into a spiral.
and begin to twist it into a spiral, kind of like a snail shell. This part of the neuron is called the cell body, and it's home to the nucleus of the cell. Think of the nucleus as the control center of the cell, kind of like the brain for the brain cell. Okay, science.
Okay. And then after you make the spiral thingy, you're going to take the rest of your pipe cleaners and just like make it like sticking out of the spiral.
The cell body that we just created and begin to twist the smaller pipe cleaners onto it, specifically onto the
Like that.
outermost edge.
Okay, let's try to stop on that picture.
And begin to twist the smaller pipe cleaners onto it.
Like that. You're just going to do that all around. And then I think after that, you just connect the spiral thing to the rest of the neuron, and then you're done. Okay, so I'm not going to keep you guys here if you don't want to stay. You guys can go and do that if you want, or you can like do whatever you want with the pipe cleaners, honestly. So if you need to go, you can go. Thank you for coming.
Bye.
Yes, thank you, everyone.
Bye. Tomorrow we'll be working with gummy worms. Oh my gosh. Okay, cool. That went overtime. Okay, bye.
Okay, bye-bye.